Hello. So this is going to be a shorter than usual video because baby chickens get cold very quickly and very easily. This is a silver-laced Wyandotte. I'm probably mispronouncing that. They're a beautiful bird. They have absolutely gorgeous plumage. They do look like silver lace, and that's where they get the name. But this is the first time we've bought our birds from this breeder. Whoops! And they're surprisingly tame and very calm about being held for baby chickens, as I've seen. Oh, come here. I was going to talk about abortion, and I'm just kind of, every once in a while I go through these like periods where I start just kind of thinking, you know what, who cares if people have abortions? Who cares? Like, just let them have their abortions. That way, you know, if everybody could just shut up about it for a while, that would be wonderful. And that's probably not a very good mentality to make a video about abortion in. I do have these periods of frustration where I just kind of look at it and think, you know, why should anybody care what other people do? And why should we care if the millions of strangers that we're never going to meet die? Like, it's hard enough for people to actually genuinely work up genuine care for, you know, a disaster, a natural disaster that happens halfway across the globe. So why should we care about this? And then I have to kind of take a step back, and it's like, well, what I'm really trying to do with these videos is be as neutral as possible, and hopefully provide people with a little bit of perspective, no matter where they sit on the issue. So if you're very, very pro-choice, you know, maybe this will help you to understand pro-lifers a bit. And if you're very, very pro-life, no, don't go running over to the cat. They're not gonna eat you, but they're gonna think about it. If you're very, very pro-life, you know, maybe this will help you understand some of the pro-choice stuff, because it's kind of been my experience that both sides of the argument just, I find myself not trusting the hardliners on either side of the abortion debate. The pro-choice side, you know, they have this tendency to not always be entirely honest. You know, oh, it's just a cluster of cells. It's really not. It starts looking like a baby very, very quickly, and you can tell it's a baby very, very quickly. And it's not just a cluster of cells. And, you know, I lost a baby at 8 weeks. It definitely wasn't just a cluster of cells. Not to me. And so I don't think they're being entirely honest. And I don't trust people who, I have a very difficult time trusting any argument that is made with just a little bit of a lie in it to kind of smooth the argument over. If you have to lie to win an argument, you don't have an argument. And then, you know, you go over to the pro-life side, and it's like, well, you know, these guys aren't lying, right? And then I read articles where they're like, well, you know, you can totally save an ectopic pregnancy. And it's like, well, there are some very, very, very extreme, very rare cases where you can, but don't expect that to be the norm. And if you're a woman with an ectopic pregnancy, don't be expecting a miracle, because the chances are you're not going to have one. Oh, yeah, I am shoving you over. Come here. You're lovely. Let everybody see you. There you go. It's a bird. I don't know, sometimes I get just a little bit frustrated, I think. And also every once in a while I run into some new information, and it's really kind of difficult for me. Maybe it's difficult for everybody, but for me it's really difficult. Oh, she's getting lonely. She's missing her friends. I better wrap this up. It just gets really difficult sometimes to hold two very, very opposite arguments in my head at the same time. And so, I don't know. Then I have to sit and think about it for a while. And so, until I've figured out what it is that I'm thinking, here's a chicken. I'll talk to you guys later.